Eric Trump, the lesser of the two Trump sons, appeared on Fox and Friends on Tuesday to whine about the fact that his family has now had to sue Deutsche Bank and Capital One Bank in order to prevent the Democrats from getting their hands on the family's financial records. And he was whining about the fact that Democrats don't want to do their job. They just want to harass my father and my family. Here are some exact quotes from Eric Trump on that Fox and Friends appearance. He said, "This is presidential harassment 101. My father always talked on the campaign trail about the deep state, and this is the deep state." Before I go on, let me go ahead and clarify something there for you, Eric. Deep state is actually referring to whatever that crazy conspiracy theory is, that there's some kind of shadow government operating behind the scenes. What you're describing is actually Congress. Congress. These are people, we know their names, we know what they're doing, they're very open and upfront about it. That's not some kind of secret conspiracy. They're telling us on Twitter that they're going to do this. So just so you know, there is a difference between your so-called deep state and elected members of Congress. I'll get to the rest of it in just a minute, but let's continue. They don't actually want to do their job. They don't want to fix healthcare. They don't want to fix immigration. They just want to subpoena everybody that has ever met Trump. This is their job, Eric. I know, again, you're really not that bright, bud. But Congress does have a responsibility to do this. They took an oath of office, much like your father, but unlike him, they actually want to uphold it. And they want to do their job, which is oversight. And yeah, sometimes investigations. They have not done a single thing that is outside of the scope of the law, outside of the scope of their responsibility and their authorities. They haven't violated anything. They haven't overstepped anything. They have the authority to do this, and they did it because, not because they wanted to harass your father, but because Michael Cohen implicated your father in financial crimes. So they're doing their due diligence, and they're following through on it and requesting these records to see if Michael Cohen once again lied to Congress or if he was actually being honest this time. But here's the thing that always gets me about this. Eric Trump, all the Trump kids, because they're so good at this, playing the victim. Eric Trump is not a victim of anything other than, obviously, from looking at him, very bad genetics. There's real victims in this country. We have real victims locked in cages, separated from their families that they're likely never going to see again. We have roughly 100 million victims in this country who are drinking contaminated drinking water every single day. We still have plenty of victims down there in Puerto Rico. We had victims of another mass shooting yesterday. You know, day or two after the last mass shooting. Those people are victims. Eric Trump is not. Congress is finally actually doing their jobs. Unfortunately for the Trump family, that job involves getting all of the dirty little secrets they've been trying to hide from us out in the open. One of today's video sponsors is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers thousands of videos for users to help learn new skills. Skillshare is absolutely phenomenal if you want to learn how to video edit, if you want to learn how to edit photos, if you want to learn how to cook, learn about nutrition, staying in shape, whatever it is, Skillshare has the videos and knowledge to help you learn this. Now, there's lots of different reasons why this could be helpful. Maybe you just want to do better in your life. Maybe you want to make a career change. Whatever it is, Skillshare has something to offer. And right now, what they're offering is the first 500 users who go to the custom URL below will get 2 whole months of Skillshare absolutely free. Now, I've actually been using Skillshare now for several months, teaching myself a little bit of video editing, trying to get better at that. Photo editing. This is incredibly helpful and useful information that they have available. And again, the first 500 Ring of Fire users to use that custom URL below can get 2 months absolutely free. Just go to skl.sh/ringoffire3. Following that custom URL, which is also in the video description below, first 500, 2 months absolutely free.